Hello everyone, here we are on Monday the 10th of August and I'm just about to start my daily stitching for today. I've chosen today a Silk Pearl 12, it's one of my hand-dyed threads and it's in greens and blues only because I've got green here and blue here and it's just going to tie the two together quite nicely. So this is the top row of August here. What we're seeing here is the back end of January, so we're kind of meeting up with our previous self here, and you can see I've just brought the thread up randomly in that top corner, and I'm just, I think, going to begin by just self-couching something in a bit of a curve here, and I don't know what I'm going to do next. I'm just going to see what happens. So that's just ended up being a fairly gentle curve, and I think I might do that again. Maybe about there. Just making sure that it's not stretched too tight because I want it to bend nicely. And do you know what? I think I might just carry on doing that until the thread runs out, and then we'll think again. It's quite interesting, isn't it, that you know, sometimes it only takes a couple of lines to establish a pattern. I think our eyes are very good at seeing patterns in things. So let's see where it goes next. I think we might get enough for 5 lines, possibly. Just leaving that with enough give to make a curve. And of course I don't use a frame or a hoop, but you can see that the work is supported on the table, and I've just got my hand underneath it, and I'm just kind of holding just this area, the bit that I'm stitching on. I'm just holding that, you know, fairly taut with my hand underneath the cloth, and it's enough just to give it a bit of structure so it doesn't, you know, you're not allowing your thread to pull too tight. Okay, so I think this might be the last of these lines, and this thread is green and blue, but all of these lines have turned out green, haven't they? Which is okay, I suppose. Oh, it's just starting to turn blue there. Right. Okay, so I'm just going to finish that thread off, and then I'm going to have another look at it. Okay, so there are my 5 green lines, and you know what I'm going to say next? You tell me, what would you do next? There are lots and lots of options. I mean, you start with 5 lines, you could do anything you like. You could do something between the lines, you could do something across the lines, you could do a spiral actually over the top of the lines. Anything would be fine. And of course there's no right or wrong answer, but you tell me, what would you do next? I'll tell you what I'm going to do next. I've chosen, because I wanted green and blue, and that didn't go blue in the end, I've got some sort of medium pale blue thread. This is Silk Pearl 8, so it's slightly thicker than the thread that I've just used here. I've brought it up fairly randomly in the opposite corner from where I started last time, And I'm going to do that again, but crosswise. So I'm just going to turn this round. Oops. And then just pull that. Do you know what, that's making a fairly irregular curve, quite like that. And I'm going to do the same again, I'm just going to self-couch. Maybe it'll stretch itself into a different shape. And I'm probably just going to do that again for the 5 lines that I did before. Now then, here's an interesting thing. Randomly chose 5 lines, randomly repeated 5 lines. That's 10 lines. It's the 10th of August. Is that a bit spooky, or is that just a human brain trying to make something match a pattern? I don't know. It's interesting, isn't it? Didn't intend to do 10 lines. You never know, I might do more than 10 lines. I don't think I'm going to. You could, of course, make a little feature of these intersections. You could do a, a bigger stitch there. You could do a cross or something there. Or a bigger stitch of some sort, or a stitch in a different colour. Of course, you don't have to self-couch these lines. You could do it with a contrasting thread for a different look. All kinds of things you could do. And again, I think I might just get another line out of this. You can see this is nice and simple today. It's just what you want for a Monday, isn't it? And last one, I think. Just ease that into a curve. And we can stitch it down. Last stitch. And there it is, and I think that will do for today. The rest of August will be carrying on along here, making its way, oh, you can't see, here, and it's sort of snaking its way down to the bottom. And I will be back probably, possibly later in the week, possibly Friday, if not next week. And after that, I'll be taking some time out, so I will see you whenever I can. And in the meantime, enjoy your stitching today and for the rest of the week. And thank you for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye for now.